My child, be still for a moment and listen carefully to my voice. I know there has been something weighing heavily on your heart. I know there is a situation you cannot fully understand. I know there is a person whose behavior has left you confused. You have tried to make sense of it. You have replayed conversations in your mind. You have searched for explanations. You have wondered if you were imagining things. You have questioned your own instincts. But today I want you to hear me clearly. You are not imagining what your spirit has been sensing. There is a reason you feel uneasy. There is a reason certain things no longer make sense. There is a reason peace leaves your heart whenever you think about this situation. Because I am exposing something. I am revealing something. I am bringing hidden things into the light. My child, there is someone whose intentions have not been completely honest. Someone whose words and motives do not fully align. Someone who has shown one face while hiding another. And because I love you, I refuse to let deception remain hidden forever. I am the God of truth. I am the God of light. And wherever my light shines, darkness loses its power. Nothing remains hidden forever in my presence. No secret, no deception, no false motive, no hidden agenda. Everything eventually comes into the light. That is what is happening now. You may not see the entire picture yet, but pieces are beginning to emerge. Small signs, small revelations, small moments of clarity. Pay attention to them, because they are not accidents. They are answers. Answers to prayers you have prayed. Answers to questions you have asked. Answers to concerns you have carried for a long time. My child, sometimes my protection comes through revelation. Not every miracle looks dramatic. Not every blessing arrives wrapped in happiness. Sometimes the blessing is seeing the truth. Sometimes the miracle is discovering what was hidden. Sometimes the answer is the exposure itself. I know it can be painful. I know it can be disappointing. I know it can challenge everything you hoped was true. But painful truth is still better than comfortable deception. Truth can heal. Truth can guide. Truth can protect. Deception can only destroy. That is why I am exposing what needs to be exposed. My child, there have been moments when your spirit tried to warn you. Moments when something felt wrong. Moments when peace disappeared. Moments when certain words did not match certain actions. Moments when you sensed inconsistency. But because your heart wanted to believe the best, you ignored those warnings. You made excuses. You gave additional chances. You extended endless grace. You hoped things would improve. And there is nothing wrong with having a compassionate heart. Compassion is beautiful. Mercy is beautiful. Kindness is beautiful. But compassion must walk alongside wisdom. Mercy must walk alongside discernment. Love must walk alongside truth. Otherwise, your kindness becomes vulnerable to manipulation. My child, I am teaching you a lesson that will protect you for the rest of your life. Not everyone who smiles at you supports you. Not everyone who praises you celebrates you. Not everyone who stays close to you values you. Some people stay close because of what they can gain. Some people stay close because of what they can control. Some people stay close because of what they can receive. And some people stay close while secretly hoping you never become who I created you to be. This is why discernment matters. This is why wisdom matters. This is why you must learn to recognize the difference between genuine love and hidden motives. Because hidden motives always leave clues. Always. Pay attention to the patterns. Pay attention to repeated behavior. Pay attention to what consistently happens. Patterns reveal truth. Patterns expose motives. Patterns uncover intentions. A person can hide who they are for a season, but they cannot hide forever. Eventually the mask slips. Eventually the truth leaks through. Eventually reality becomes visible. My child, you are entering a season of revelation. Things that once confused you will begin making sense. Things that once felt uncertain will become clear. Things that once seemed hidden will become visible. The pieces of the puzzle are coming together. Trust the process. Do not rush ahead. Do not force answers. Do not become obsessed with uncovering every detail. Simply remain close to me. Because when you remain close to me, you will see what you need to see exactly when you need to see it. You do not need all the answers today. You only need enough light for the next step. And I am providing that light. My child, there is something important you must remember. When I expose someone's secret intentions, it is not always because they are evil. Sometimes it is simply because they are not right for your future. Sometimes exposure is not about punishment. Sometimes exposure is about alignment. I remove what does not belong so that what does belong can enter. I clear the path ahead. I protect your purpose. I guard your destiny. I safeguard the plans I have prepared for you. And that often requires revealing what was hidden. Trust me, what I reveal for a reason. What I expose for a purpose. What I remove for your protection. My child, I know there are emotions attached to this situation. Memories, history, hope, investment. Maybe you care deeply about this person. Maybe you trusted them completely. Maybe you believed they would always be part of your life. That makes this difficult. I understand. But I need you to trust my perspective more than your emotions. Because I can see what you cannot. I can see tomorrow. I can see consequences. I can see outcomes. I can see the road ahead. And I know where certain paths lead. That is why I am guiding you now. That is why I am speaking to you now. That is why I am exposing what has remained hidden. My child, the truth may hurt for a moment. But deception hurts for a lifetime. The truth may disappoint you temporarily. But deception steals years. The truth may challenge your expectations. But deception destroys your future. Choose truth. Always choose truth. Even when it is uncomfortable. Even when it requires courage. Even when it changes everything. Because truth is where freedom begins. Truth is where healing begins. Truth is where peace begins. And I am leading you toward all three. Stay close to me. Stay prayerful. Stay watchful. Stay faithful. Because what is hidden is coming into the light. And when the full truth is revealed, you will understand why I was protecting you all along. My child, there is a reason I keep bringing this matter before your attention. There is a reason these thoughts keep returning. There is a reason you cannot completely ignore what your spirit has been sensing. Because I am trying to show you something. I am trying to protect you from something. I am trying to prepare you for something. And preparation often begins with revelation. Before I move my children into a new season, I often reveal what does not belong in the current one. Before I open new doors, I expose old distractions. Before I bring greater blessings, I uncover hidden obstacles. That is exactly what is happening in your life right now. You may think this situation is only about another person's intentions, but it is much bigger than that. This is about your future. This is about your purpose. This is about your peace. This is about protecting the destiny I have prepared for you. My child, some people enter your life as blessings. Some enter as lessons. Some enter as assignments. And some enter as warnings. Wisdom is learning the difference. Not everyone who walks beside you is meant to stay beside you. Not everyone who starts the journey with you is meant to finish the journey with you. And not everyone who claims to support your purpose is actually aligned with your purpose. That is why discernment is so important. Discernment allows you to see beyond appearances. Discernment allows you to recognize what words attempt to hide. Discernment allows you to understand what actions are truly communicating. Because actions tell the truth. Words can be rehearsed. Words can be manipulated. Words can be carefully chosen. But actions eventually reveal reality. Watch the actions. Watch the patterns. Watch the consistency. That is where truth lives. My child, there is someone who has been trying very hard to maintain a certain image. An image of loyalty. An image of sincerity. An image of support. An image of honesty. But maintaining an image requires effort. And eventually, every false image begins to crack. The truth begins leaking through. The inconsistencies begin appearing. The contradictions begin multiplying. And the mask becomes harder to wear. That is why you are noticing things now that you did not notice before. Your eyes are opening. Your discernment is increasing. Your understanding is growing. Do not ignore what you are seeing. Do not dismiss what you are learning. Do not silence what your spirit is recognizing. Because I am teaching you. I am guiding you. I am protecting you. My child, some people become uncomfortable whenever you start growing stronger. As long as you doubted yourself, they felt comfortable. As long as you depended on their approval, they felt secure. As long as you questioned your worth, they maintained influence. But now you are changing. You are becoming stronger. You are becoming wiser. You are becoming more confident in who I created you to be. And not everyone welcomes that transformation. Some people celebrate growth. You can remain kind without becoming naive. You can remain loving without becoming vulnerable to manipulation. You can remain compassionate without ignoring reality. These things can coexist. In fact, they should coexist. Because love without wisdom becomes dangerous. Kindness without discernment becomes vulnerable. Compassion without boundaries becomes exhausting. I am teaching you balance. I am teaching you wisdom. I am teaching you discernment. And those lessons will serve you for the rest of your life. My child, soon more truth will come to the surface. Soon more clarity will arrive. Soon pieces that seem disconnected will fit together. And when they do not be afraid. Do not panic. Do not become angry. Simply observe, learn, understand, accept. Because the purpose of revelation is not revenge. The purpose of revelation is wisdom. The purpose of revelation is protection. The purpose of revelation is freedom. I am setting you free from confusion. I am setting you free from uncertainty. I am setting you free from hidden agendas. And I am leading you toward greater peace. Trust me, the story is still unfolding. More clarity is coming. More understanding is coming. More truth is coming. And when everything becomes clear, you will realize that I was guiding you every step of the way. You were never alone. You were never abandoned. You were never forgotten. I saw everything. I knew everything. And I was protecting you all along. My child, there are things happening behind the scenes that you do not fully understand yet. There are conversations you have never heard. There are motives that have never been spoken aloud. There are intentions that have remained hidden beneath the surface. But nothing is hidden from me. Nothing escapes my sight. Nothing surprises me. I see every action. I hear every word. I know every motive. I understand every intention. And because I love you, I will not allow deception to control your future. That is why I am bringing truth into the light. My child, sometimes people reveal their intentions not by what they do, but by what they consistently fail to do. Pay attention. Who only appears when they need something? Who disappears when you need support? Who expects understanding but rarely gives it? Who demands loyalty while offering very little loyalty in return? These things matter. These patterns matter. Because relationships are revealed through consistency, not occasional moments, not isolated incidents. Consistency. Anyone can behave well for a short period of time. Anyone can wear a mask temporarily. Anyone can create a positive impression for a season. But consistency reveals character. Consistency reveals priorities. Consistency reveals motives. That is why I want you to focus on patterns rather than promises. My child, there is someone who has benefited from your kindness, benefited from your patience, benefited from your generosity, benefited from your understanding. And while there is nothing wrong with helping others, problems arise when people begin expecting what should be appreciated. Problems arise when gratitude disappears. Problems arise when entitlement takes the place of respect. Some people become so accustomed to receiving your kindness that they stop valuing it. They assume you will always be there. They assume you will always tolerate their behavior. They assume you will always make excuses for them. That assumption is dangerous because it often reveals hidden intentions. People who genuinely value you do not take you for granted. People who genuinely care about you appreciate your presence. People who genuinely love you respect your heart. My child, one of the signs that I am exposing hidden motives is an increasing sense of clarity. Things that once seemed confusing begin making sense. Things that once seemed random begin connecting. Things that once seemed isolated begin forming patterns. Suddenly you begin understanding why certain situations unfolded the way they did. Suddenly you begin understanding why certain conversations felt strange. Suddenly you begin understanding why your spirit felt uneasy. The pieces begin fitting together. That is not coincidence. That is revelation. That is wisdom growing. That is discernment increasing. Trust that process. My child, there are people who enjoy having influence over others. They enjoy being the source of validation. They enjoy controlling the emotional atmosphere around them. They enjoy determining how others feel. And when that influence begins disappearing, they become uncomfortable. Watch carefully how people react when they lose control. Watch carefully how people respond when boundaries appear. Watch carefully how people behave when they no longer get their way. Those moments reveal more truth than years of pleasant conversation. Pressure reveals character. Challenges reveal motives. Boundaries reveal intentions. My child, I know there have been times when you doubted yourself. Times when you questioned your instincts. Times when you wondered whether your concerns were valid. But I want you to hear me clearly. I did not create you to live in constant confusion. I did not create you to ignore wisdom. I did not create you to silence discernment. When something repeatedly disturbs your peace, pay attention. When a pattern repeatedly appears, pay attention. When your spirit repeatedly senses something is wrong, pay attention. That does not mean becoming fearful. That does not mean becoming suspicious of everyone. It means becoming wise. It means becoming aware. It means learning to recognize what I am showing you. My child, hidden intentions often survive because people fear the consequences of acknowledging the truth. They fear what acceptance might require. They fear the changes that might follow. They fear losing relationships. They fear disappointing others. They fear being alone. So they remain in denial. But denial never creates peace. Denial only delays healing. Denial only prolongs confusion. Denial only extends pain. Truth may feel uncomfortable for a season, but truth creates freedom. Truth creates clarity. Truth creates peace. That is why I continue leading you toward it. My child, I want you to stop blaming yourself for things that were never your responsibility. You are not responsible for someone else's hidden motives. You are not responsible for someone else's dishonesty. You are not responsible for someone else's choices. You are responsible for your response. You are responsible for your wisdom. You are responsible for your obedience. And as long as you continue seeking my guidance, I will direct your steps. I will not leave you confused. I will not abandon you in uncertainty. I will not allow deception to define your future. I am leading you toward clarity. I am leading you toward understanding. I am leading you toward truth. My child, there is a future waiting for you that is healthier than your past. A future with greater peace. A future with greater wisdom. A future with stronger relationships. A future with deeper purpose. But part of reaching that future requires recognizing what does not belong. Part of reaching that future requires accepting what I reveal. Part of reaching that future requires releasing what is unhealthy. Trust me, I know what I am doing. I know what I am revealing. I know what I am preparing. Nothing is random. Nothing is wasted. Every lesson has purpose. Every revelation has meaning. Every truth carries protection. And one day you will look back and understand why this season was necessary. You will understand why certain people were exposed. You will understand why certain truths came to light. You will understand why certain relationships changed. And when that day arrives, gratitude will replace confusion. Peace will replace uncertainty. Wisdom will replace doubt. Because you will finally see what I could see all along. Stay close to me, my child. The truth is still unfolding. The story is still developing. And the light is continuing to shine. What is hidden is being revealed. What is concealed is coming into the open. And I am guiding you safely through every step of the process. My child, as the truth continues to unfold, I want you to understand something that many people never learn. Not every battle in your life is meant to be fought. Some battles are meant to reveal. Some battles are meant to teach. Some battles are meant to expose. And some battles are meant to redirect you toward something better. What you are experiencing right now is not merely a conflict between you and another person. It is a moment of revelation. A moment where hidden motives are being brought into the light. A moment where wisdom is increasing. A moment where your eyes are opening. Do not fear this season. This season is working for you, not against you. My child, many people become trapped because they continue believing promises while ignoring patterns. They listen to words while overlooking actions. They focus on intentions while ignoring results. But wisdom learns to observe both. Words matter. Promises matter. But actions reveal reality. Character reveals reality. Consistency reveals reality. A person's true intentions can remain hidden behind words for a while. But eventually their actions tell the story. Eventually their choices reveal the truth. Eventually their patterns expose what their words tried to conceal. That is why I am asking you to pay attention. Not with fear, not with suspicion, but with wisdom. My child, there is someone who has been hoping you would remain unaware. Someone who preferred that you stay confused. Someone who benefited from your uncertainty. Because confusion often protects hidden agendas. Confusion often allows manipulation to continue. Confusion often keeps people from asking important questions. But clarity changes everything. When clarity arrives, unhealthy dynamics begin losing their power. When clarity arrives, manipulation becomes visible. When clarity arrives, deception becomes difficult to maintain. And clarity is exactly what I am giving you now. My child, one of the greatest mistakes people make is believing that love requires them to ignore reality. Love does not require blindness. Love does not require denial. Love does not require endless tolerance of unhealthy behavior. True love includes truth. True love includes wisdom. True love includes healthy boundaries. You can love someone and still recognize harmful patterns. You can care about someone and still acknowledge reality. You can pray for someone and still protect your peace. These things are not opposites. They work together. My child, there are times when people reveal their true intentions through how they respond to your growth. As long as you stayed small, they were comfortable. As long as you doubted yourself, they felt secure. As long as you relied on them for validation, they felt important. But now you are growing. Now you are healing. Now you are becoming more confident. Now you are becoming more aware of your value. And that growth changes things. Some people celebrate your growth. Others feel threatened by it. Some people encourage your progress. Others quietly resist it. Watch carefully, because these reactions reveal hidden truths. People who genuinely care about you are not afraid of your growth. They do not fear your success. They do not resent your blessings. They rejoice when good things happen for you. My child, there are certain truths you have already seen. You may not have fully accepted them yet. You may still be wrestling with them. You may still be hoping things are different. But deep inside, part of you already knows. Part of you already recognizes the pattern. Part of you already understands what is happening. That is why your spirit keeps returning to this issue. That is why peace has been difficult to find around this situation. Because truth is knocking on the door of your understanding. And sooner or later, that door must open. My child, acceptance is not weakness. Acceptance is strength. Acceptance allows healing. Acceptance allows growth. Acceptance allows freedom. You cannot heal from what you refuse to acknowledge. You cannot move beyond what you refuse to see. You cannot grow through what you continue denying. That is why I am calling you into clarity. Not because clarity is always comfortable, but because clarity is necessary. My child, there are blessings waiting ahead that require a healthier environment. Blessings that require peace. Blessings that require wisdom. Blessings that require freedom from unhealthy influences. I am preparing you for those blessings. That preparation includes revelation. That preparation includes discernment. That preparation includes exposing what has remained hidden. Trust the process. Trust my guidance. Trust my timing. Because I know exactly what I am doing. I know what is being revealed. I know why it is being revealed. And I know where this path leads. My child, there will come a moment when everything begins making sense. A moment when pieces finally connect. A moment when confusion gives way to understanding. A moment when questions receive answers. And when that moment arrives, do not focus on bitterness. Do not focus on resentment. Do not focus on revenge. Focus on the lesson. Focus on the wisdom. Focus on the growth. Because every revelation carries an opportunity to become stronger. Every truth carries an opportunity to become wiser. Every exposure carries an opportunity to become freer. And freedom is what I want for you. Freedom from manipulation. Freedom from confusion. Freedom from unhealthy attachments. Freedom from hidden agendas. Freedom to walk confidently in the purpose I have prepared for your life. My child, the truth is still unfolding. More clarity is coming. More understanding is coming. More revelation is coming. And when it arrives, remember that I have been with you every step of the way. I have seen every detail. I have heard every conversation. I have known every hidden motive. And I have never stopped protecting you. Stay close to me. Stay faithful. Stay prayerful. Stay wise. Because what is hidden is continuing to come into the light. And the light will always overcome the darkness. My child, there are moments in life when the greatest act of faith is not moving forward quickly, but seeing clearly. Many people rush ahead without understanding what is happening around them. Many people ignore warning signs because they fear what those signs might mean. Many people continue trusting appearances while truth quietly waits to be acknowledged. But I am calling you into a different season. A season of wisdom. A season of discernment. A season of clarity. A season where truth becomes more valuable than comfort. Because truth has the power to protect your future. My child, I know there are things that have not made sense. Situations that left you confused. Conversations that left you unsettled. Behaviors that seemed inconsistent. You noticed them. You felt them. But part of you kept hoping there was another explanation. Part of you wanted to believe everything was fine. Part of you wanted peace so badly that you ignored what your spirit was trying to tell you. But today I want you to listen carefully. Peace is not created by ignoring reality. Peace is created by facing reality with faith. True peace comes from truth. True peace comes from wisdom. True peace comes from walking with me. That is why I am exposing what needs to be exposed. Not to hurt you. Not to discourage you. Not to make you fearful. But to bring genuine peace into your life. My child, Some people become skilled at presenting a version of themselves that gains trust. They know what to say. They know how to appear sincere. They know how to create a positive impression. But eventually reality begins speaking louder than appearance. Eventually character becomes visible. Eventually actions reveal what words cannot hide. That is why I keep telling you to watch the patterns. Patterns reveal the truth. Patterns expose motives. Patterns uncover intentions. A single moment may be misleading. A repeated pattern rarely is. Pay attention to consistency. Pay attention to recurring behavior. Pay attention to what continually happens. Because the truth often whispers before it shouts. My child, there is someone who has not fully celebrated your growth. Someone who seemed comfortable when you struggled, but became uncomfortable when you started succeeding. Someone who appeared supportive until your confidence began increasing. Someone who was happy when you depended on them, but uneasy when you became stronger. This reaction reveals something important. Healthy people are not threatened by your healing. Healthy people are not threatened by your growth. Healthy people are not threatened by your success. People who truly care about you rejoice when you become everything I created you to be. They do not fear your progress. They celebrate it. My child, there are hidden intentions that only become visible when circumstances change. As long as everything remains predictable, certain motives stay hidden. But pressure changes things. Success changes things. Boundaries change things. Growth changes things. When circumstances shift, true intentions often emerge. That is why I sometimes allow situations to change. Not because I want chaos, but because change reveals truth. Change exposes character. Change uncovers what comfort kept hidden. And right now, I am allowing certain truths to surface. Trust that process. Trust what is being revealed. Trust what you are learning. My child, do not confuse patience with denial. Patience waits for clarity. Denial ignores clarity. Patience trusts my timing. Denial resists my guidance. Patience allows truth to emerge naturally. Denial refuses to acknowledge what is already visible. There is a difference, and I want you walking in patience, not denial. Because denial prolongs pain. Denial extends confusion. Denial delays freedom. Truth may be uncomfortable for a moment, but truth leads somewhere beautiful. Truth leads to healing. Truth leads to peace. Truth leads to freedom. My child, some relationships survive because one person keeps ignoring reality. The moment reality is accepted, everything changes. The moment truth is acknowledged, everything changes. The moment clarity arrives, everything changes. That change can feel frightening, but do not fear it. Because sometimes what feels like an ending is actually a beginning. Sometimes what feels like loss is actually protection. Sometimes what feels like rejection is actually redirection. I have seen countless moments where my children mourned something they later thanked me for removing. Trust me, I see the bigger picture. My child, there are blessings waiting ahead that require wisdom. Blessings waiting ahead that require maturity. Blessings waiting ahead that require discernment. That is why I am teaching you now. The lesson is not simply about another person's intentions. The lesson is about your growth, your future, your peace, your ability to recognize truth. Because where I am taking you, discernment will be essential. Where I am taking you, wisdom will be necessary. Where I am taking you, clarity will be valuable. Nothing you are learning right now is wasted. Every lesson has purpose. Every revelation has value. Every moment of discernment is preparing you for something greater. My child, I know there may still be questions in your heart. Questions that have not yet been answered. Questions about motives. Questions about relationships. Questions about the future. Bring those questions to me. Do not carry them alone. Do not allow them to consume your thoughts. Do not allow them to steal your peace. Give them to me. I know the answers. I know the timing. I know what is hidden. And I know what must be revealed. You can trust me. My child, one day you will look back at this season and realize how much protection was taking place behind the scenes. You will realize that what seemed confusing was actually guidance. You will realize that what seemed painful was actually preparation. You will realize that what seemed like loss was actually preservation. And when that day comes, gratitude will fill your heart. Because you will finally see what I was doing. You will finally understand why certain truths had to come into the light. You will finally understand why certain masks had to fall. You will finally understand why certain intentions had to be exposed. Until then, keep walking with me. Keep listening to my voice. Keep trusting my wisdom. Keep choosing truth. Because the light is growing brighter. The truth is becoming clearer, and I am leading you toward a future where deception no longer has power over your life. Stay close to me, my child. There is still more revelation ahead, and every step is bringing you closer to freedom. My child, there are moments when the truth begins to surface, and the first reaction is not relief. It is resistance, because the heart often struggles to accept what the spirit already knows. The heart remembers the memories. The heart remembers the promises. The heart remembers the good moments. And because of those memories, it wants to believe everything is still the same. But my child, wisdom requires honesty. Wisdom requires you to see things as they are, not as you wish they were. That is why I am calling you into a deeper level of discernment. Because what I am revealing now will help protect your future. My child, there is someone who has been showing signs for a long time. Small signs, subtle signs, repeated signs. Signs that seemed insignificant on their own, but become meaningful when viewed together. A careless comment, a hidden resentment, a strange reaction to your success, an unwillingness to celebrate your victories, a tendency to create confusion, a pattern of inconsistency. Individually, these things may appear minor. Together, they reveal a story, and that story matters, because your future depends on recognizing the truth. My child, some people only support you as long as your growth remains comfortable for them, as long as your dreams stay small, as long as your influence stays limited, as long as your confidence remains fragile. They appear supportive. But when your life begins changing, when your blessings increase, when your confidence grows, when your purpose becomes clearer, something shifts. Their words remain positive, but their actions begin revealing discomfort. Their enthusiasm fades. Their encouragement decreases. Their criticism increases. Pay attention, because hidden intentions often reveal themselves during seasons of growth. My child, I never intended for you to live under constant confusion. I never intended for you to spend your life second-guessing yourself. I never intended for you to remain trapped in relationships that drain your peace. I created you for freedom. I created you for purpose. I created you for peace. And that is why I am exposing what has remained hidden. Not to punish you, not to embarrass anyone, but to set you free. Freedom always begins with truth. Freedom always begins with clarity. Freedom always begins with revelation. My child, there are times when you ask me for a sign, and I answer by revealing a pattern. You ask for confirmation. I reveal consistency. You ask for direction. I reveal character. You ask for clarity. I reveal motives. The answers are often already present. The challenge is recognizing them. That is why I want you to stop ignoring what has been repeatedly shown to you. Trust what I am revealing. Trust the lessons. Trust the wisdom. Because every revelation carries purpose. My child, there is a difference between someone who occasionally disappoints you and someone who consistently damages your peace. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has weaknesses. Everyone falls short. But repeated patterns tell a different story. Repeated patterns reveal priorities. Repeated patterns reveal motives. Repeated patterns reveal intentions. Do not build your understanding around isolated moments. Build it around consistency. Consistency tells the truth. Consistency reveals reality. Consistency uncovers what words try to hide. My child, some people become uncomfortable when they realize they can no longer manipulate you. They become uncomfortable when your confidence grows. They become uncomfortable when your discernment increases. They become uncomfortable when you stop accepting excuses. They become uncomfortable when boundaries appear. Why? Because clarity removes power from deception. Wisdom removes power from manipulation. Truth removes power from confusion. And that is exactly what is happening in your life right now. The confusion is fading. The fog is lifting. The truth is emerging. And the hidden intentions are becoming harder to conceal. My child, do not allow fear to control your response. Fear will tell you to panic. Fear will tell you to overreact. Fear will tell you to assume the worst. But I am not leading you through fear. I am leading you through wisdom. Wisdom remains calm. Wisdom observes. Wisdom learns. Wisdom waits for understanding. That is why I want you to remain steady. Remain prayerful. Remain patient. Remain close to me. Because more clarity is coming. More understanding is coming. More truth is coming. And everything will become clear at the right time. My child, there is something beautiful about truth. Truth does not need to force itself. Truth does not need to defend itself endlessly. Truth eventually reveals itself naturally. A lie requires maintenance. A lie requires effort. A lie requires constant protection. But truth simply exists. And eventually reality catches up with every deception. That is why you do not need to spend your energy exposing people. You do not need to spend your energy proving things. You do not need to spend your energy chasing answers. Simply stay close to me. The truth will do its work. The light will do its work. And what needs to be revealed will be revealed. My child, I know there may be sadness attached to this season. Because sometimes the truth changes relationships. Sometimes the truth changes expectations. Sometimes the truth changes plans. But remember this. What I remove with purpose. What I reveal with purpose. What I expose with purpose. Nothing is random. Nothing is accidental. Everything serves a greater purpose within my plan for your life. Trust that plan, even when you do not fully understand it, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it requires change. Because the future I am leading you toward is worth it. A future with greater peace, greater wisdom, greater clarity, greater freedom, and greater relationships built upon truth. My child, continue walking forward. Continue trusting me. Continue choosing wisdom over denial. Continue choosing truth over comfort. Continue choosing faith over fear. Because I am guiding you. I am protecting you. I am teaching you. And I am exposing what needs to be exposed so that you can step fully into the future I have prepared for you. The story is not finished. The revelation is not complete. There is still more I will show you. And with every step, the truth will become clearer. Stay close to me. The light is growing brighter. And what has been hidden cannot remain hidden forever. My child, as the light continues to shine upon this situation, I want you to understand something very important. Not every revelation happens all at once. Sometimes truth arrives in layers. One piece today, another piece tomorrow, more understanding next week, greater clarity later. This is often how I work. Because if I showed you everything at once, it might overwhelm you. So I reveal what you need when you need it. I give you enough light for the next step, then more light for the step after that. Trust that process. Trust my timing. Trust my wisdom. Because I know exactly how much you need and exactly when you need it. My child, there is someone who hoped their true intentions would remain hidden. Someone who believed they could continue wearing a mask indefinitely. Someone who assumed their motives would never be questioned. But what people hide from others can never be hidden from me. I see behind every smile. I see behind every promise. I see behind every carefully chosen word. I see the motives. I see the intentions. I see the truth. And because I love you, I am not allowing deception to guide your future. My child, there are moments when people reveal their hearts through competition. Not healthy competition. Unhealthy competition. Competition where there should be support. Competition where there should be celebration. Competition where there should be encouragement. Pay attention. Some people secretly compare themselves to you. They compare your progress. They compare your opportunities. They compare your relationships. They compare your blessings. And because of those comparisons, hidden resentment begins growing inside them. At first it remains invisible. Then it appears in subtle ways. A critical comment. A dismissive attitude. A lack of enthusiasm when good things happen for you. These things matter. Because healthy people celebrate the success of others. Healthy people are not threatened by your blessings. Healthy people do not need you to fail in order to feel valuable. My child, I want you to remember that another person's hidden intentions do not determine your destiny. Their motives cannot cancel my plans. Their actions cannot stop my purpose. Their opinions cannot override my calling on your life. Never give another person that much power. I am the one guiding your future. I am the one opening doors. I am the one directing your steps. And no hidden agenda can prevent what I have ordained. Trust me, my purpose for your life remains secure. My child, one of the reasons I expose hidden intentions is because deception creates confusion. Confusion causes hesitation. Confusion creates fear. Confusion delays growth. But clarity brings movement. Clarity brings confidence. Clarity brings peace. That is why I am removing confusion from your life. Slowly, steadily, faithfully. The things that once puzzled you are beginning to make sense. The things that once seemed random are beginning to connect. The things that once appeared harmless are revealing their deeper meaning. This is discernment at work. This is wisdom growing. This is spiritual maturity developing. And it is preparing you for what comes next. My child, There are relationships you have been carrying longer than necessary. Relationships that survive only because you keep carrying the weight. You keep making the effort. You keep creating the peace. You keep fixing the problems. You keep extending grace without receiving much in return. And now you are exhausted. Because relationships were never meant to be carried by one person alone. Healthy relationships involve mutual effort, mutual respect, mutual care, mutual investment. When all the responsibility rests on your shoulders, something is wrong. Pay attention to that. Because imbalance often reveals hidden motives. My child, I know there may be disappointment ahead as certain truths become undeniable. Disappointment is natural. Sadness is natural. Grief is natural. When expectations change, emotions often follow. But do not allow disappointment to become bitterness. Do not allow sadness to become resentment. Do not allow grief to become hatred. Instead, allow those emotions to lead you toward wisdom. Allow them to teach you. Allow them to strengthen you. Allow them to increase your discernment. Because every lesson learned today can protect your future tomorrow. My child, there are blessings waiting ahead that require clearer vision. Blessings that require wisdom. Blessings that require stronger boundaries. Blessings that require healthier relationships. I am preparing you for those blessings now. Everything you are learning has purpose. Everything you are seeing has purpose. Everything being revealed has purpose. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is accidental. Nothing is outside my control. Trust me, I am working even when you cannot see it. I am protecting you even when you do not recognize it. I am guiding you even when the path feels uncertain. My child, there will come a moment when the final pieces fall into place. A moment when the truth becomes undeniable. A moment when you finally understand what I have been showing you all along. When that moment comes, do not ignore it. Do not explain it away. Do not return to denial. Accept what is revealed. Accept what is true. Accept the wisdom that comes with it. Because acceptance is where freedom begins. Acceptance is where healing begins. Acceptance is where peace begins. And peace is what I desire for you. Not confusion. Not anxiety. Not endless uncertainty. Peace. The kind of peace that comes from knowing the truth. The kind of peace that comes from trusting my guidance. The kind of peace that comes from walking in wisdom. My child, continue moving forward. Continue trusting me. Continue listening carefully. The light is growing brighter. The truth is becoming clearer. The hidden intentions are becoming harder to conceal. And soon, what was once hidden will be completely visible. When that day arrives, remember this. I was protecting you all along. I was guiding you all along. I was revealing the truth all along. And I will continue leading you into a future built on clarity, wisdom, and peace. Stay close to me. The journey continues. And the best is still ahead. My child, there are times when what I am doing behind the scenes is more important than what you can currently see in front of you. You may believe this season is only about discovering the truth about another person, but it is also about discovering the truth about yourself. It is about discovering your worth, your wisdom, your strength, your discernment, your ability to trust my voice above every other voice. Because the more you learn to trust me, the less power deception has over your life. The more you learn to follow my guidance, the harder it becomes for hidden intentions to influence your future. That is why this season matters. It is not only exposing others. It is strengthening you. My child, there are people who become uncomfortable when they realize they can no longer control the narrative. As long as they controlled the story, they felt secure. As long as they controlled what others believed, they felt powerful. As long as they controlled the perception, they remained comfortable. But truth changes everything. Truth removes masks. Truth challenges false images. Truth reveals what appearances try to hide. And once truth begins emerging, it becomes difficult to stop. That is why certain people seem uneasy. That is why certain reactions seem stronger than expected. Because exposure is already taking place. My child, remember this. You do not need to expose everyone yourself. You do not need to prove every suspicion. You do not need to convince everyone around you. Your responsibility is not to uncover every hidden detail. Your responsibility is to walk in wisdom. Your responsibility is to follow my guidance. Your responsibility is to remain faithful. Leave the revealing to me. Leave the exposing to me. Leave the justice to me. Because I know how to bring truth into the light far better than anyone else. My child, some people reveal their intentions through how they handle your success. When blessings arrive, they become distant. When opportunities arrive, they become critical. When growth arrives, they become uncomfortable. Why? Because your success exposes something inside them. Sometimes insecurity, sometimes jealousy, sometimes unresolved wounds, sometimes hidden motives. Their reaction tells a story, and that story deserves your attention. Healthy people celebrate your victories. Healthy people rejoice when your prayers are answered. Healthy people support your growth. Anything else should cause you to pause and observe carefully. My child, there is someone who has been hoping you would continue doubting yourself. Because self-doubt made you easier to influence. Self-doubt made you easier to control. Self-doubt made you less likely to challenge unhealthy behavior. But you are changing. You are becoming stronger. You are becoming wiser. You are becoming more confident in who I created you to be. And that transformation is disrupting old patterns. The same things that once controlled you are losing their power. The same voices that once influenced you are becoming less important. The same fears that once limited you are beginning to disappear. This is growth. This is healing. This is freedom. And not everyone welcomes your freedom. My child, I want you to understand that discernment is not negativity. Discernment is wisdom. Some people think that noticing warning signs means being judgmental. It does not. Some people think that recognizing unhealthy patterns means being unloving. It does not. Wisdom notices. Wisdom learns. Wisdom protects. You can love someone and still recognize the truth. You can forgive someone and still establish boundaries. You can pray for someone and still walk away from unhealthy situations. These things work together. They are not opposites. My child, there have been moments when I have protected you from things you never knew existed. Conversations you never heard. Plans you never discovered. Situations you never entered. People you never met. I protected you from all of them. Not because you earned it. Not because you were perfect. But because I love you. The same protection is operating right now. Even if you cannot fully see it. Even if you do not fully understand it. I am working. I am guiding. I am protecting. I am revealing. Trust me, my child. Every exposure has a purpose. Every revelation has a reason. Every truth has an assignment. The purpose is not to destroy your faith in people. The purpose is to strengthen your faith in me. The purpose is not to make you fearful. The purpose is to make you wise. The purpose is not to leave you discouraged. The purpose is to prepare you for something better. Because something better is coming. Better peace. Better relationships. Better alignment. Better opportunities. Better clarity. You are not losing your future. You are moving toward it. You are not being abandoned. You are being redirected. You are not being punished. You are being protected. My child, there will come a day when you look back at this season and see things very differently. You will see the warning signs you almost ignored. You will see the patterns you almost dismissed. You will see the protection you almost misunderstood. And you will thank me, not because the process was easy, but because the outcome was necessary. You will understand that what felt painful was actually preparation. What felt confusing was actually instruction. What felt disappointing was actually protection. And when you see the bigger picture, gratitude will replace frustration. Peace will replace confusion. Wisdom will replace uncertainty. My child, the story is not finished. More truth is still coming. More understanding is still coming. More clarity is still coming. Do not become impatient. Do not become discouraged. Do not become fearful. Remain close to me. Continue listening. Continue trusting. Continue walking forward. Because the light is growing brighter with every step. The truth is becoming clearer with every step. And what has been hidden is moving steadily toward the light. I am with you. I am guiding you. I am protecting you. And I will continue revealing exactly what you need to know at exactly the right time. My child, as this season of revelation continues, I want you to remember something that many people forget. The truth is not your enemy. The truth is your friend. Even when it hurts. Even when it disappoints. Even when it changes everything you expected. Truth is still a gift. Because truth allows you to move forward. Truth allows you to heal. Truth allows you to make wise decisions. Truth allows you to walk in freedom. That is why I am bringing truth into the light. Not to harm you. Not to discourage you. But to prepare you for the future I have planned for you. My child, there are some people who have become so comfortable wearing masks that they almost forget who they really are. They spend so much time maintaining appearances that authenticity disappears. They carefully manage perceptions. They carefully control narratives. They carefully protect images. But eventually maintaining a false image becomes exhausting. Eventually the cracks appear. Eventually reality emerges. Eventually hidden motives reveal themselves. Because truth cannot remain buried forever. What is hidden eventually becomes visible. What is concealed eventually comes into the light. And what is done in darkness eventually encounters truth. My child, you have prayed for clarity. You have asked me for answers. You have sought wisdom. And I have heard every prayer. Not one request has gone unnoticed. Not one tear has been wasted. Not one moment of confusion has escaped my attention. I have been working all along. While you were waiting, I was working. While you were wondering, I was revealing. While you were questioning, I was arranging circumstances that would bring truth into the open. Trust my timing. Because my timing is never accidental. My child, there are moments when people expose themselves without realizing it. A careless statement. An unexpected reaction. A sudden display of jealousy. A moment of anger. A contradiction they cannot explain. A pattern they cannot hide. These moments matter. Pay attention to them. Not with bitterness. Not with suspicion. But with wisdom. Because wisdom notices what emotions often ignore. Wisdom sees what denial often misses. Wisdom recognizes what hope sometimes tries to overlook. And wisdom is growing inside you right now. My child, I want you to stop feeling guilty for recognizing reality. Some people have made you feel as though discernment is wrong. As though asking questions is wrong. As though protecting your peace is wrong. But it is not wrong. It is wisdom. There is a difference between judging people and recognizing patterns. There is a difference between hatred and discernment. There is a difference between bitterness and wisdom. I am not calling you to become hardened. I am calling you to become wise. Wise enough to recognize unhealthy behavior. Wise enough to establish boundaries. Wise enough to protect your future. Wise enough to follow my guidance. My child, hidden intentions often survive because people ignore small warnings. Small concerns. Small inconsistencies. Small moments that seem insignificant. But wisdom pays attention. Because small warnings often prevent large heartbreaks. Small revelations often prevent major disappointments. Small moments of discernment often protect entire seasons of your life. That is why I am teaching you to pay attention. Not fearfully, but faithfully. My child, there is someone whose influence over your life is decreasing. Not because you are becoming distant, but because you are becoming aware. Awareness changes everything. Once you see clearly, manipulation becomes difficult. Once you recognize patterns, confusion loses power. Once you understand reality, deception struggles to survive. And that awareness is increasing inside you. You are noticing things you once overlooked. You are understanding things you once questioned. You are seeing things you once ignored. This is growth. This is wisdom. This is discernment. And it is preparing you for what comes next. My child, there are blessings ahead that require stronger discernment than you possessed yesterday. Blessings that require wisdom. Blessings that require healthy boundaries. Blessings that require emotional maturity. That is why this lesson is so important. I am not only exposing another person's intentions. I am developing your character. I am strengthening your judgment. I am increasing your understanding. I am preparing you for greater responsibilities and greater blessings. Nothing about this season is wasted. Nothing. Every lesson matters. Every revelation matters. Every moment of clarity matters. My child, do not become discouraged if the truth feels painful. Pain is temporary. Wisdom lasts. Disappointment is temporary. Discernment lasts. Confusion is temporary. Clarity lasts. Focus on what remains after the emotions settle. Focus on the wisdom you gain. Focus on the freedom you receive. Focus on the peace that comes from knowing the truth. Because that peace is worth more than comfortable deception. My child, there will soon come a moment when everything becomes undeniable. A moment when the pieces fit together. A moment when the confusion disappears. A moment when the truth stands clearly before you. When that moment arrives, do not run from it. Do not explain it away. Do not return to old patterns. Accept what I have revealed. Trust what I have shown you. And move forward with confidence. Because I am not exposing hidden intentions to leave you wounded. I am exposing hidden intentions to set you free. Freedom is coming. Clarity is coming. Peace is coming. And I am leading you toward all three. Stay close to me. Stay faithful. Stay patient. Because the final pieces of this revelation are still unfolding. And when they arrive, you will understand why I have been guiding you every step of the way. My child, If you have listened to these words until now, then I want you to hear this final message with an open heart. Because everything I have been showing you leads to this moment of understanding, this moment of clarity, this moment of truth. For a long time, you have carried questions. Questions about people, questions about motives, questions about relationships, questions about situations that never seem to make complete sense. You search for answers. You look for explanations. You try to understand why certain things happen the way they did. And through it all, I was walking beside you. Every moment of confusion, every sleepless night, every disappointment, every unanswered prayer, I was there. I saw it all. I heard every cry of your heart. I understood every fear you never spoke aloud. And I never stopped working on your behalf. My child, there were times when you thought I was silent. But silence does not mean absence. Silence does not mean inactivity. Silence does not mean I have forgotten you. Many of the greatest works I do happen behind the scenes. While you are waiting, I am working. While you are wondering, I am arranging. While you are questioning, I am revealing. And now you are beginning to see the results. The truth is emerging. The masks are slipping. The hidden intentions are becoming visible. And soon, everything will make sense. My child, I want you to understand that exposure is not always punishment. Sometimes exposure is protection. Sometimes exposure is mercy. Sometimes exposure is redirection. When I expose someone's hidden intentions, I am not always trying to remove them from your life. Sometimes I am simply helping you see them clearly. Because clarity allows wisdom, and wisdom allows peace. You cannot make wise decisions without clear vision. That is why I have been opening your eyes. My child, one of the greatest mistakes people make is ignoring what they already know. Deep inside, many people recognize the truth long before they admit it. They sense it. They feel it. They notice it. But they hope reality is different. So they continue waiting for change. They continue making excuses. They continue ignoring what has already been revealed. Do not make that mistake. When truth becomes clear, embrace it. When wisdom arrives, accept it. When understanding comes, receive it. Because every truth I reveal carries a purpose. My child, I know there may be sadness attached to what is being exposed. Perhaps someone disappointed you. Perhaps someone was not who you believed they were. Perhaps someone's actions revealed motives you never expected. That pain is real. I understand it. But hear me carefully. What another person hides does not diminish your worth. What another person chooses does not define your value. What another person does cannot change who you are in my eyes. You are still loved. You are still chosen. You are still valuable. You are still called. You are still mine. Never allow another person's behavior to convince you otherwise. My child, there are blessings waiting ahead that you cannot yet see. Relationships built on honesty. Friendships built on trust. Connections built on mutual respect. Opportunities built on integrity. A future built on truth. That future is worth protecting. That future is worth preparing for. That future is worth trusting me for. Which is why I am exposing what needs to be exposed today. Not to take something from you, but to prepare something better for you. Not to leave you empty, but to create room for greater blessings. Not to hurt you, but to heal you. Not to limit you, but to free you. My child, there are some people who will leave your life when the truth is revealed. Let them go. There are some opportunities that will disappear when the truth is revealed. Let them go. There are some situations that will end when the truth is revealed. Let them end. Because anything that cannot survive truth was never meant to be the foundation of your future. Truth strengthens what is real. Truth exposes what is false. Trust that process. My child, as you move forward, remember these words. Do not chase people. Do not chase approval. Do not chase validation. Chase wisdom. Chase truth. Chase my presence. Because when you stay close to me, I will direct your path. I will guide your decisions. I will protect your future. I will increase your discernment. I will give you peace. The kind of peace that does not depend on circumstances. The kind of peace that remains even when others disappoint you. The kind of peace that remains even when plans change. The kind of peace that comes from trusting me completely. My child, the season of confusion is ending. The season of clarity is beginning. The season of uncertainty is ending. The season of understanding is beginning. The season of hidden motives is ending. The season of revelation is beginning. And with every revelation comes greater freedom. With every truth comes greater wisdom. With every lesson comes greater strength. You are not moving backward. You are moving forward. You are not losing. You are learning. You are not being abandoned. You are being guided. You are not walking alone. I am with you. Every step, every decision, every revelation, every season. I am with you. My child, trust what I am showing you. Trust what I am revealing. Trust what I am removing. Trust what I am preparing. Because my plans for you are good. My purpose for you is secure. My love for you is unchanging. And the future I have prepared for you is greater than anything deception could ever offer. Walk forward with confidence. Walk forward with wisdom. Walk forward with peace. Walk forward knowing that I am leading you. The truth is rising. The light is shining. The hidden intentions are being exposed. And what I am doing in your life right now is leading you toward freedom. I am Jesus. I am with you. I am guiding you. I am protecting you. And I will never leave you. Amen. If you believe God is exposing hidden intentions and leading you into truth, type, Jesus, I trust your wisdom and your timing. Let this declaration be a reminder that God sees what is hidden, knows what is true, and is guiding your future with perfect love.